Welcome to Virgo season, everyone. Thank you for watching the video. I've taken about a 9-month hiatus from this, and I got a lot of work done. I got a lot accomplished, and I am extremely happy with where I am now. Aside from that, so happy to be back. So happy. I can't really explain how perfect I wanted to make everything for you guys, and then I remembered, oh, it's Virgo season, that's why. Don't go overboard with the perfection. That's why I have a clean face and a simpler background and just simpler everything. But I couldn't think of a better time to come back during Virgo season. We're in the 6th zodiac of the zodiacal year. If you've never gotten a reading from me or watched me before, I'm straight intuitive with it. I don't have a set spread that I use, and really this video is more to reacquaint myself with you and get to know you guys better also. So let me know where you're from in the comments and what type of videos you want to see more of. I'm doing some things differently this time around, and it's going to still contain the 12 zodiac readings monthly. I may do a sort of energy transition video for the signs each season like this, but yeah, I got extendeds for you guys also, so there will be more information coming with that. I needed Virgo season. It came like it does every year at the perfect time. These eclipses over the summer, Cancer season, transitioning into Leo, transitioning into Virgo, a lot of us can benefit off of this stable energy that's coming out with the Virgo energy. But there's also the overdoing it side, the overworking it side, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. So, it's my first time back. It's my first time back in a long time, so don't judge me too hard. I know it's Virgo season, but there's a reason I have a clean face. I didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want to stress myself out about having everything perfect for this, because I know that's not what really matters. As much as I love aesthetic and as much as I love detailed things, I cannot get consumed by it. So, if you didn't know, if it matters, I'm a Sagittarius sun, and my mother is a double Virgo, as well as my baby boy. He's also a double Virgo. They were born one day from each other. She's on the 4th, he's on the 5th. So I have a lot of Virgo energy in my life. And I actually brought this deck out. This was my first deck right here. It's the tarot version of Doreen Virtue's tarot. You know what I meant. So I use these more as oracle cards, but we'll get creative with them. So excited to be back. All right. Virgo. Critical, disciplined, very hardworking, perfectionist, retains information very well, very knowledgeable. They have a very strong sense of right from wrong. Obviously, not everyone's the same. You cannot... Every Virgo is not going to be the same. You have a whole chart. For those of you just sort of getting into astrology and zodiacs and just self-healing through that, you have a whole chart, which I'm sure most of you know. And to get your chart, you'll need your birth date and place and time. I used Cafe Astrology the first time I found my chart, but there's so many options. There's so many options. Cafe astrology just happened to be my favorite. That's another thing. I'm super excited to get back to this because I see all of these apps coming out that will pull cards for you, you know, generate things for you. It's a big thing out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. The apps of astrology are just sort of having a moment. And I am positive Virgo, my bad. Mercury moved into Virgo today. Mercury is Virgo's ruling planet. Communications, travel, technology, Mercury. So if you haven't grabbed a pen and paper by now, you might want to do that. So, what am I here to elaborate on for this video? Because your zodiacs are coming up for September. The overall energy. This is information about Virgo season that any sign can take and find of value. When you're... Let me just start here. So every zodiac has an element tied to it. Virgo is a mutable earth sign. So let's think about earth. To get a better understanding, I keep doing this. To get a better understanding of Virgo energy, let's start with the basic elements of earth. Grounded, solid, slow moving, balance. Virgo is the virgin, represented and symbolized of the virgin for their purity, for their natural ability to discern right from wrong. And these are great things. This is another thing my mother gave to me. It's impossible to see from this distance, and I'm not going to take it off, but it's the Virgin Mary emblem. And this is not in any way a religious channel, but this is something that keeps me very centered for myself. It sort of looks like the pentacle, which represents earth and tarot. Just my current observation. So, anyway, staying grounded. After this summer, I know so many people have made bigger changes. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Since Cancer season back in June, even more so in July. And now all of that energy, that water into fire and now earth, we're all slowing down. That doesn't mean that you're personally moving slower towards your goals, but it's more of the concept of knowing when to slow down, knowing when you're burning your wheels, just spinning out, going nowhere fast. Nobody accomplishes their goals with constant force, constant energy. Just go, go, go. That's not a sustainable route to get you to your goals. And being a fire sign myself, I am learning patience. And this slow moving energy is very welcome here. I needed to slow down. I needed to make space for my self-care, for my health to improve, for this to be more of a clear and intentional channel for us, sort of a community. I needed to slow down. Leo season did not allow for that. I enjoyed Leo season, don't get me wrong. I love that fire energy, but it was quick. And Cancer really, Cancer gets everybody. Okay, I have a Cancer rising, so I do feel I was so I was so appalled the first time I realized my rising was Cancer. And then I realized how true it was and the good side of it. But there was so much deconstructed through Cancer season, through those eclipses. Leo season was like a breath of fresh air. That last Aquarius moon we had was like a breath of fresh air. And that's about when I started feeling the transition into Virgo. My desire to go out and socialize and, be extra, because I like to be extra when it's called for, in all balance, it was time to slow down. So now we're fully in Virgo season. I'm going to start shuffling. I think I've given you enough information to get an idea of the Virgo energy. Oh yeah, Beyonce's a Virgo too, so the almost called her an overachiever. Yeah, I mean the hard work and the perfectionism, it comes together beautifully. It can, and the darker side of that is what we're here to avoid. But to recognize it first is the key. To recognize if you're overworking yourself, if your mind body connection is not fluid, you'll feel it for sure now. You may have gotten away with it in Leo season, but all good things come to an end for something better. In balance. I don't know how many times I'm going to say in balance, but it matters. The first card out was the Death card. So, I can't say this enough. Specifically this year. Okay, this is my first video with you guys all year. Specifically this year, even more specifically, specific, Virgo and Mercury. The summer. The things that Cancer season did to you back in June. The way you coped with it in July. You can't take all of that with you into Virgo. You can try, but again, you might just spin your wheels and start back at square one. So to embrace the ending and the new beginning is literally what this card is about. And I love this deck. This is the Golden Traditional. Damn, I lost the box forever ago. I'll need to look up the name of this deck. But these are my favorite cards here. Yeah. Born again. Virgo, Virgin, born again. So, end. Did the things that you know you should. Because this energy is too good and pure and just so fertile for new. We have 4 months left of this year. If you go by like the calendar year, there's 4 months left of this year. And I know I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of goals, and I'm not going to get there unless I break them down and, well, first of all, let go of everything that doesn't serve me, which should be a habit, but nobody's perfect. Nobody. Specifically the things. Cancer and Leo. These next two cards. We got the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. And again, this is for all signs, not just Virgo. The Three of Cards, or the Three of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. We already have two major arcanas out. Clearly, this man is looking out into the blue water, building a foundation, okay? And in numerology, three is a manifestation number. There's a lot of things I could say about three. The Holy Trinity, you know, body, mind, soul. Again, Virgo's a lot about that body-mind connection. I knew it was Virgo season when I just got this aching need to go to the gym, because I also have neglected that connection within myself. And so to be back on that creates a lot of new opportunities. Okay, so a lot of us are in this area where what we want is very possible with the right discipline of letting go. You can't have you know, a fear of what you want and what you want at the same time. So given we let go, this is the kind of fresh slate that we have right now. The Wheel of Fortune. Fate, destiny, if you believe in those things, everything happens for a reason. Right now, while we slow down, most of us are going to find success through waiting for what it is that we want. Another part about Virgo, I don't think I've mentioned this far, is standards. You know, Virgo brings awareness and attention to our physical body, our physical environment. And all of those things really do play a big role in our quality of life. So, you guys haven't seen my new place yet, but it's really fucking dope. I'm a minimalist, and I say that. Some of you might laugh at me for that because I have things, okay? I don't have like 2 spoons and, you know, what's the word? Inconvenient. I'm not an inconvenient minimalist. Like, that kind of defeats the purpose. But the simplicity of having my things organized, whether you're a minimalist or not, having your things organized, it's going to keep your head clear. You're going to be able to focus more on what it is that you're actually creating. See, the problem with a lot of us is we are creating things in our life by default. And that's when the victim personality comes out. That's when the blame, and essentially, like, if my biggest message through, I say my biggest message, but one of the most important things that I like to stress on is taking responsibility for your own self, for your own life, and for your own decisions. taking responsibility, being disciplined. Um, I know a lot of you can relate to this. I feel like a new person when my car's clean, when my laundry's put away. And that's how I got into minimalism to begin with, is because I realized how much time I would spend doing laundry, you know, and I have a small son, so doing our laundry. How much time I would spend looking for lost items, how much time I would spend, or how much money it takes to replace items you thought you lost just to find it again, and now you have two, and now it's just like, it's not that serious, but it can be when you're living your daily life, day-to-day habits, day-to-day I mean, yeah, habits, it all adds up. And I don't have time for that. I don't want to make time for things like that. Some things are inevitable, yeah, but the bigger picture is 90% of the time I'm organized. I know where my things are. I don't need to spend extra money. Virgo season has a lot to do with your career and money and physical things, material things. Just a little note if you're taking notes. So I'm getting clear on my intentions. My intentions for this channel, my intentions as a mother, just as a human being, my intentions for the relationship within myself. And that sounds like a given, but I'm going to say it out loud because that's really where everything starts. When we start working individually or as the zodiacs on my channel with the tarot, I'm always going to focus on you. A lot of you, you know, want to know, oh, who's he with? What he say? What she do? Who she think? It starts with you. Standards, the ability to judge right from wrong, and the clarity to assess what it is that you want to begin with. When I talk about creating by default, we'll see what cards come out. Sorry about that. We got interrupted. When it comes to creating by default, you're a human, you're on this planet. We're all doing the same thing. You're either conscious of it or you're not. And there's nothing wrong with you if you're not. And really, I think personally the worst place to be is when you're conscious of how things are working for you and you're conscious of the fact your environment 100% of the time is always a product of your own vibration, your own energy. The most frustrating thing is to not know what direction to go in, what decision to make. And a lot of that's conditioning, social stuff. You know, a lot of it's, most of it's conditioning. Because we're not born like that, you know. We're very confident as children. And back to what I was saying, creating by default, letting things happen to you rather than allowing things to happen for you. Let me say it again. Letting things happen to you. That's where we start talking about the victim mentalities, the why me, the, oh, this is the same thing that happened last time. This happens every time. Like, you know, men or women are trash. Like, no. Cool it. Cool it. It's Virgo season. Leo season's over. Okay? Take a breath and say, I take responsibility for the good and the bad things in my life. Now, I know that's a deep thing to say because some of us have some really fucked up shit going on. And that's the biggest reason I have confidence to make this channel and to help other people, is because I've had a lot of fucked up shit myself. We won't get into that right now because I don't want to activate those things within me. This is a fresh energy. that we all can take advantage of, and I'm here to help us fine tune each other. Like, y'all refine me. You do. Y'all make me want to be the best version of myself. And yeah, it's for myself, but why not share it? So, creating by default is avoidable with the right connections. Meditate. Even if you can't, you can try. Nobody's good at meditating when they start. Everybody has that part of their mind that's just, and you think it's never gonna stop, and you think it's never gonna stop, but until you've had enough. Okay. Yep. You can have the world. You can create a good foundation for what it is that you want right now. Is this not the most beautiful card? Also the physical things, okay? You can have the physical things that you want and still be happy and not overworked and not diluting yourself to achieve. But if you're trying to get away with something, if you're, oh, well, you know, I do my affirmations, I meditate, and, you know, but, okay, shadow work, y'all, I was gone for 9 months. I had a lot to iron out, okay? No matter where you are in your life path and your growth and your personal journey, the sun, the moon, and the truth will not be hidden long. Okay, you're the only person in your head. The Swords is a card of thoughts and words, okay? So if you feel like you're trying to get away with something somehow, rather that be in your career, in your relationship, a personal issue that, you know, you keep secret, it's another aspect of the Virgo, you know, the hermit. Just let these things surface right now. This is the safest, I say safest, I'm just gonna, this is on my head right now, so I'm just gonna say, if you're in any type of abusive situation and your safety's in danger, please get help. I'll look for numbers to post down there. That kind of just came into my head, so random, but I care about y'all, and there is no substitute for you. So take care of yourself, and yeah, we'll all be happy. We'll get there. I'm going to pull a clarifier for this so that I can be more specific, because getting away with something isn't always what it seems. It's not that you're a bad person. Maybe you know what you're doing, but this looks like a block. This is going to be a block. If you think you can still bring the summer's drama into Virgo, you're trying to get away with something. If you're in denial with yourself on something, understand that nobody will ever witness the evolution within yourself like you do. So to be honest and pure with yourself, about yourself, is going to be your best bet if that's something you're dealing with. Okay, where are we? Cool. So, I don't want to make this too long because I want to get started on the zodiacs. So I'm going to pull, yeah, that was the bottom of the deck. So just get honest and clear, because this Virgo season is very critical, very detail oriented. If you don't get clear within yourself, you're probably going to be called out on it, and it would be much more harmonious to sort of right your wrongs, rather anybody else knows about it or not. Your situation's your situation, and that's my message translation. Okay, so I'm gonna pull an oracle card before we go. If you are on Instagram, I changed my name. It's themellowmuse, and I'm super excited about it. Like, it just rolls off the tongue. Anyway, an oracle card for Virgo season. There's going to be a lot of planets in earth signs during September. So, stay grounded. Go outside. Plant something if your geographical location allows for it. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your plant needs sunlight. So I'm going to pause and take care of your plants. I wouldn't go off the, I'm just giving you what I'm channeling right now. And we haven't even pulled the card, but I guarantee the card's going to match up with what I'm saying right now. That's the thing. If you want a session with me, DM me for right now until I get a different system in place. DM me. We don't always have to use cards. Like, healing can come in so many facets, so many, there's just so many forms of communication. If the cards freak you out for any reason, and yeah, that's some people. But I'm here. I'm a humanitarian. I'm here to help. If you just need somebody to talk to, we'll book you a session. And again, if you're in a dangerous situation, please seek help. You are loved. Okay, so these are really hard to shuffle. So we're gonna break this deck. Our advice for Virgo season to all signs. The Ace of Fire, which would be the Ace of Wands in the traditional deck. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. What did I say? I'll just try to give you a pretty, okay. These cards are very fantasizable. Like, they're all so different. I just think they're beautiful. So the Ace of Fire. Exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. The first card out was the Death card. The bottom of the deck was this. Okay, we're not really pulling this card. The Tower, destruction, complete breaking down, clearing, decomposing of one thing to make fertile the next. Let's use this wisely. Let us take this information and transform it into something beautiful within our own personal lives in any way. You don't have to declutter your entire house tomorrow. You don't have to make massive changes if it doesn't feel right. Okay, if you're enjoying what you're doing, if you feel good about cleaning out the fridge, if you feel good about going through your closet and, maybe pulling out your winter stuff or changing it out, just refining your life, okay? The opportunities are going to come. They're going to be waiting for you when you're done. It's already here. The opportunities are already here. Career advancement. That's just so spot on. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this. It's just, it's spot on to what we've been talking about. So I think that's it. I've had a lovely time. Thank you guys. I will see you in the zodiac readings. And again, if you want to work together, you can follow me on Instagram at themellowmuse. And I love you all. Thank you for watching. Happy Virgo season.